a huge, whatchamacallit? What is that?
Howdy everybody, Forrest Anderson here, also known as Your Yacht Guy. We are back with another interview. This time, we are in the Viking factory, and who better to interview than our Viking brand specialist, brand manager, brand connoisseur,
whatever you want to call me.
All of the above. So this is Rich Lucas. Say hi, Uncle Rich.
Hello, Rich Lucas, SI Yachts, here with Forrest.
How long have you been here, Uncle Rich? We'll just jump right into it.
Well, with SI Yachts, I started in the mid-90s. Don't do the math, it's been a couple of years.
And explain how you kind of got started, because it wasn't in sales initially, right?
No, it was not in sales. I had always into boats. I owned a charter boat, and I did some side captain work, and I ended up becoming a captain for SI Yachts and ended up running all their captain transport. So I had like 15 captains, and everything that went on, pickups, deliveries, and lessons went through me.
Nice.
And then I worked the boat show, and here I am.
Here you are. A couple of years later, just a few.
Just a couple.
So you were always a boater. That leads me to my next question. If I just handed you a blank check today, what boat would you go out and call the Rich Lucas, or whatever your boat name would be?
Obviously, it would be a Viking. Now, I will say it's a very tough decision because, one, they have a great fleet. Two, really depends how you're going to use the boat. And that's one thing great about Viking. If you're just going to cruise, you can still use a Viking. You're going to fish hard. Obviously, Viking is the choice. I got a phone's ringing in the middle of it.
Pretty standard conversation with Rich Lucas. Interrupted by a phone call.
1 second. Okay, so where were we?
All right, so you said how great Viking is and how the widespread the application can be for a Viking, whether you're cruising, whether you're hardcore fishing. Tell us about you and how you see yourself out on the water. In which Viking, of course, since you didn't answer the question.
Well, being I won a big lottery. Is that what I did?
Yes. No, I wrote you a blank check. That's
you wrote me a blank check. Well, I guess I'd have to get myself like a 50 billfish to go out fishing with, and then a nice 90 convertible to cruise and do some fishing on.
There we go. A man of high taste right here. Champagne taste. Okay, tell us something a little bit about the boat industry that we may not see as viewers. From the outside looking in, what could you tell us about the boat industry that you thought was a little interesting?
In this business, you never know what the next day is going to bring. I mean, one day I might be surveying a 60 Viking, the next day I'm on a 42, the next 3 days I'm in my office. One thing I could never do was sit behind a desk all the time. And this job allows me to do something I love, be out in the field, be on the water, and have an adventure all the time. Because you really never know what the next day is going to bring.
I like that. That was a very insightful answer. All right, 2 more questions for you here.
What the hell is that noise?
What the hell is that noise? Why is there so much noise in the Viking factory? No. So we know you have talked about fishing and fishing tournaments. Tell us, what is your favorite fishing tournament? From north all the way down south to Florida.
Well, there's only really 1 or 2 that I can say, and that would be the Montauk Canyon Challenge because SI Yachts supports it. I oversee it with my partner Chris. We had 85 boats. We gave out over $1 million. Of course, the second tournament would be the Hampton Shootout, which we just started last year. We had 25 boats. The goal this year is hopefully to hit 50 in the Hamptons. Great tournament. We're doing a great thing where you get points in both tournaments, and we're going to name a grand champion from both those tournaments. So you could be the New York grand champion. That's our goal. Looking forward to that.
That's pretty cool.
As great it is fishing a tournament, I think it's even more fun to oversee and run a tournament. You really see how everything goes. You see the competition. You meet a lot of great guys. You see them in a different light, and had a tremendous amount of fun for the last 10 years overseeing the tournaments.
And they're both for great causes, correct?
Yes, we every year we raise money. We did a lot of fundraising for childhood cancer. This year we did Tunnels to Towers. We did Big Brothers Big Sister of Long Island. So we want to give back, and we've done a lot of that, and hoping to do a lot more.
All right, now I know you've said you've spent a lot of time in the boat business, but tell us a little bit about your past and what you did before captaining boats for SI Yachts.
All right, we go way back. You can make fun of me. I worked for McDonald's. All right, that's when I was a kid. But after that, I went on to become a New York City police officer, eventually a police sergeant, and I oversaw the training for the Marine unit in the Harbor unit for 12 years. So all the training went through me. It was a great 20 years of my life and transitioned perfectly into this.
Good, it makes sense. All right, last question. I'm going to make fun of you here a little bit. We hear you say a couple of words in the office. When you forget what the word is for a particular object, what do you call it, Uncle Rich?
I plead the fifth.
Come on, let's hear whatchamacallit one time.
Whatchamacallit.
There we go. Uncle Rich, thank you very much. We appreciate you informing everybody as to a little bit about your life. So thank you.
Thank you for coming to Viking.
Thank you for having me.